redirect, the redirect is either static or it's dynamic. What do I mean by a static redirect? So here's a link that cannot be changed in any way. Anyone and any time that link is clicked, you get taken to a fixed web page. So there's nothing you can do to the link that would cause you to go elsewhere. And in general, you cannot look at a link and determine that it's a static redirect, or this kind of a redirect cannot be inferred unless you actually traverse the link. Does everyone get that? So by looking at the link, you don't know it contains a redirect, and even if you traverse and find out it's a redirect, there's nothing you can do to change the destination of the redirect. That's hard-coded in it. So static redirects cannot really be manipulated in any way. However, dynamic redirects, which is what we studied, can actually be manipulated, and that's what we looked at. So for the rest of the talk, we'll look at HTTP redirects that are dynamic in nature. So what is sort of the anatomy of a URL that contains a dynamic redirect? A dynamic redirect will oftentimes have the destination where the client is being taken to as part of the URL. And when a user clicks on such a link, the web server extracts the destination from that query string and uses it to actually determine what the response code should be in the HTTP response and what the destination should be in the response. So here's an example of a dynamic redirect. So this is, you're actually going to ebay.com, and there's a server-side script which you can see is redirect.php here. All the query strings in HTML have to have a question mark that precedes the parameters of the query. So that's the question mark. And then in this particular case, it's very evident that ebay.com is actually redirecting you to fisher.com, right? So by examining this link and by looking for a question mark character, then you know that you're actually being taken to fisher.com. And this is one of the simplest examples of a redirect URL. And so in general, there will be a question mark in a link containing a dynamic redirect, followed by the destination of the redirect and some other parameter values. For example, the client was coming from this kind of a browser, they were coming from this kind of a zip code, or they entered this search string. If you, next time you go to Google, go back to the browser location bar and see what it looks like. There will be a question mark, there will be a destination, and there will be your search terms with pluses, and those are all query parameters. That's the way in HTML to specify a query. And a dynamic redirect makes use of the query parameters in a URL. So what we want to do is find out, given a link, does this link contain an HTML dynamic redirect? That's our first question, right? Only if it's a redirect, then we would go and explore if the redirect is indeed open. True? So what we did was so given a link, how are we going to determine if it contains a dynamic HTTP redirect? We are going to look for URLs that contain query string. And how do we find it contains, how do we determine it contains a query string? Question mark, right? Now, then we check if the query strings contains an HTTP : or HTTPS : which means that that's a web destination. That means for sure that's a web destination. Of course, things are a little bit more complicated than that. First off, HTTP doesn't have to be written in English. It could be hex encoded, and the entire URL could be hex encoded. In fact, hex encoding is a very popular technique that miscreants use to misguide you. So if the same link that I showed you earlier, http://ebay.com redirect.php question mark destination equal to http://fisher.com. If the http://fisher.com was encoded in hex, you wouldn't even know it's actually a redirect link by looking at it. So you have to account for that. Another thing is we are looking for http://. Their could be redirect destinations that may be relative, right? And relative URLs are perfectly acceptable. But let's just go with this very simple, very conservative way of finding HTTP dynamic redirects and see what we get. And that's where we are with this project. So now we have found a HTTP redirect that's dynamic because it has a query string and such. How are we going to make sure that it's indeed a redirect? There could be things that you come up with that are not redirects. So what we do is we actually, through a library, we follow the redirect and determine if the destination of the new page matches the destination we thought it was going to take us. Right? So looking at the URL, you determined it's going to take me to fisher.com. You traverse that redirect and look at the final destination on your browser location bar, and if they match, then you say, yes, A, it was a redirect for sure, and B, I was able to determine the destination of the redirect accurately. Okay? Now, this is a simple kind of redirect, as in looking at the URL, you could actually determine the destination of it, and that too not when the parameters are, when the destination is relative. Right? There are indeed more complex forms of redirects that we did not look at. You could have one redirect taking you to another redirect, and that redirect could be redirecting you somewhere else. So there are more complex cascaded redirects, as well as a dynamic redirect leading to a static redirect, but multiple redirects could be occurring. But we are just looking for one web server taking you to another web server. So redirection could be in a chain of redirects, but we are only looking for one redirect, that too where you can predict the destination of the redirect by looking at the URL itself. So really, if you think about it, this is scratching the surface of the problem. There are many more ways you can do redirects. It could be relative. We do take care of hex encoding, but other than that, complex forms of redirects we have not examined yet. So we are looking for redirects that are very simple, destination is predictable by looking at it, and they're dynamic and HTTP based. So really a small subset of the total world of redirects that could be happening on the web today. Now, how are we, given a URL, we came up with very simple ways of determining whether it is a redirect or not. But not all redirects are open. So how are we going to find out if a particular redirect is open? So what we do is we look at the query string portion of the URL and we replace the destination with the destination we control. So we have our own web server. We basically, any link that was a true redirect, simple redirect, we replace it by our own page. If the link actually takes us to our own page and not the destination that originally was there in the link, then it is open, right? It's open because you can manipulate the destination and take people wherever you feel like. To make sure that they were indeed taking us to a page, we didn't just look at the location toolbar on the browser when we were taken there. We also had a random character string, which typically would not appear in any good web page, just a random hashed sort of value that we checked was the value we retrieved. So we were indeed at the page where we thought we were. Because keep in mind that we are not verifying these things on 5 or 10 links. We are verifying these on millions of pages. So it has to be done in an automated manner. Okay, so I just told you how you would take a URL and modify the destination and find out if it's open. In some cases, modifying the destination may not work, as in the URL is not, the redirect is not open. But it turns out if you messed with the URL just a little bit, you can make it open. You can pry it open. So one, it's open, you manipulate the destination, take people wherever you feel like. 2, you can tweak the URL just a little bit and you can make it open. And in either case, it is open, right? So how did we pry open these redirects? One is query parameters typically are more than one. In fact, in typical cases, we found up to 4 query parameters. Once you see a question mark, there will be a destination, there are other parameters as well. In some cases, what we did was just drop the query parameters, the rest of the query parameters, and see what it does, and then manipulate the destination.